so much committed to education. He believes that the transformation of our nation will never come to pass unless we give opportunity to every child in this nation to have education. We are sitting in this room and couldn't have come here without education. But there are many who are outside the walls, who may never step into a room like this without education. So when you have a president who is committed to education, he needs to be commended. Remember when I was a deputy minister and Free Senior High School was begun? Challenges came. We needed more facilities. We were able to borrow from what happens in other countries around the world. Brought about what is called in other places year-round schools. Ghana, we chose to christen it double track. Yes, there were those who criticized it. There were those who said, why are you bringing this? When we met with the president and we explained to him, Mr. President, this will enable us to allow other children who would otherwise be at home to come into secondary schools. He said, if this is what it takes for all children to receive secondary education, begin. And I'll make a commitment to support you to succeed. And yes, he did. Today, I'm happy to tell you that we have over 1.3 million of our youth in secondary schools across the country. In 2017, before Free Senior High School, this was 800,000. I'm also happy to report that we've had the best WASI scores in the last 8 years in this country. %60 of our graduates from high schools were able to get credit scores on the course subjects. You see, when you come into the area of education, you do access, great, get people to go to school, but you also have to begin to look at quality, and you have to begin to look at relevance of our education system. That is why we have begun the process to ensure that we can create a pipeline of high school graduates who can enter universities like yours. High school graduates who will be equipped in the field of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, so that they too will have opportunity to come here. We have seen the disparity in terms of gender in the area of STEM. That is why the government has committed to build girls' STEM high schools, so that we can give the opportunity to our young women to also experience the STEM careers in our various universities. You see, when you hear the governments or governments talk about making sure our universities have 60% of our students enrolled in STEM-related fields and 40% in humanities, you have to pause to say, how do you get that to happen when high schools only have 12% of our students enrolled in science? So if you see a facility like this, you see a school like this in Ghana, if you see a STEM high school under construction, about 10 of them throughout the country, this is going to enable us to enroll more students in STEM. In each one of these high schools, you have 12 science labs. So science activities can be done on a daily basis. In existing high schools, we are